Hi, I'm Claude.
And I'm Clinton, and we're the Lamest Defenders. Is Loki one of our favorite shows?
Yes.
But does that make it the best?
Yes, didn't you just hear me?
Hi, Thanos. We're the Lamest Defenders.
I don't even know who you are.
We have a small but dedicated fan base.
Be sure to visit our sponsor at BaskervilleProductions.com. Hi, welcome back. So we're just going to talk about our season recap with Loki. We're just going to get into the things we liked. It was a lot, so we're trying to narrow it down. We're going to start with Loki and Mobius. The relationship between Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. So they were great on screen together.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're both charismatic actors,
Yeah.
and they're just feeding off each other's energy. So it just made watching them a unexpected treat for me. And everybody else, obviously.
Yeah, they stole the show. Whenever they weren't together, I was kind of like, I was left wanting.
Yeah.
Like, where is he? Where's Mobius? And where's Loki? Like, let's get these guys back in the same room.
To me, too, like, it felt like the dialogue wasn't as snappy without those two on the screen. When Loki's sharing the screen with somebody else, no matter who it is in the season, it's not nearly as, I don't know. It just didn't seem as polished or, like, entertaining.
Yeah, just the apocalypse scene where he's explaining it with the salad.
Yeah.
Was that? I feel like it was the epitome.
On,
Just destroying his lunch.
Who's gonna eat that?
Yeah, it was the best. It was like this big. Like, get out of that for lunch. But anyway, no, I thought they were great, and the humor too was all very well done as well. Like, it was a lot of quite a few laugh out loud moments in this show.
Raffle even. I think. Well, that's a LMAO.
Temper expectations.
There was a lot of like jokes that landed. It just felt like its land ratio for the jokes were a lot higher than the other stuff. I mean, WandaVision was pretty funny in some parts. Falcon and the Winter Soldier tried really hard sometimes, and it just didn't land as good as this one. No pun intended.
Yeah, let's not talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier. We could talk about that for 20 minutes. But yeah, Loki had a lot of decent humor, a lot of visual humor as well. Like, there were just visual gags throughout the whole place, especially with like Throg in the bottle. Like, just painting down through the soil. Like, that was wonderful.
Yeah,
and the whole thing was just great. Just a lot of like Easter eggs too throughout this show were plentiful. Like, it was a lot like WandaVision in that sense, but it was more like in-world as opposed to just like the opening sequence.
Especially episode 5 where it was nothing but Easter eggs. The Thanos copter, the Throg, as you said. It's just
a love letter to the 616.
Right.
That was great.
One of my favorite aspects of this entire show was it plays on the idea of the variants, because you have Sylvie, which is a very excellent character in this show, and we'll talk more about her. But also in episode 5, you got to see more and more Loki variants. So you had the classic Loki, you had the kid Loki, you had Alligator Loki, which we discussed was one of our favorite characters in the entire show. And then you had the boastful Loki, and then you had the presidential Loki. It was cool just to see all their different mindsets. But the big highlight out of all of those, to me personally, was the classic Loki. I think the actor did a phenomenal job, and it was more like your old school Stan Lee era Loki, with his pajamas and like just the way he fought, and he's inherently a goofy character, so to really see it throw back to that like classic Silver Age Loki was impressive to me, and it was really honestly a lot of fun to watch, and I hope to see more of him somehow. I hope that's not just it.
Speaking of variants, the main variant would be Sylvie, who led Loki on this journey. At least got him to this point. Her quest.
Let him on, if you will.
Her chaotic quest against the Timekeepers led her to just basically on the run for about 20 plus years at least. So, and it's like she's been hunted this entire time, and we talked about how there wasn't really a lot of character growth for her, but she never really had the chance to.
Right.
I mean, because she was. Just her life was threatened for, like we just said, 20 plus years, and then
they really hinted at the character development in episode 5 on that hilltop scene with her and Loki with the blanket, and then in episode 6, she just goes back to her old ways, and then you thought she really had that permanent connection with Loki, and then she farts him into the portal, and then that's basically the last you really see of her.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And after she does what she does, after she does what she does with the one who remains.
Yeah.
You just see her kind of like crumple to the floor. Like she just, it's almost, I guess, like relief, but also sadness. Like it's
Yeah.
over because now what? So.
Well, she's definitely coming back for season
Oh
2.
yeah, I hope so. She has
absolutely.
to. Yeah, she has to. One of the other bigger positives for me was the production of the show. The costumes were great.
Except the crowns, they look like crap.
The sets were fantastic. I love the TVA, how it had like that 70s hotel look to it. Like it
Yeah.
was so great. It's like orange and brown. It was weird. It was awesome. And then the music was just phenomenal on the show. Like,
Absolutely.
it was the one thing I've actually listened to outside of
Yeah.
the show. I'll put it on Spotify if I can find it. And but also to the color scheme, like everything was just awesome about this show. Like it
Yeah.
was so well made, and it just I thought it was great. Like just like the greens and the purples and the oranges. It's just it was
Yeah.
fantastic. Just
Especially with
array
the
of colors.
Like you said with TVA, and I think that's the only reason Owen Wilson agreed to do this, because it was
Yeah.
like, the
Just
rest of
weird
it.
enough.
Yeah, a lot of his hipster movies
Yeah,
that he's been
yeah.
doing recently, and
It's just enough Wes Anderson for me. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
give me a little mustache. Okay, and the final thing we want to address before we give our final review is just more about Kang the Wang. So it gets revealed that he's the puppet master behind the strings, and then his backstory is basically he's the Kang who won against the other Kangs in different dimensions that had nefarious plans. So here he is, and he's at a point in the series where he doesn't know what's going to happen, and then obviously Sylvie kills him, and the consequences for that is multiple different branching timelines. So I'm really, really excited to see where it goes. And basically, it all boils down to the new Spider-Man movie. But it's cool because in the future that there's the different versions of Kang, and they're definitely going to be evil. And I think you're going to see the real first taste of that evil Kang the Wang is in the new Ant-Man. So I'm really excited to see how they do that, and I think he's going to look kind of cool. Like this was kind of like the good Kang, and he was in his like classic pajamas, but I think going forward you're going to see that crazy looking, blue shell helmet and stuff.
Oh yeah, he was insane in
Yeah.
this one too. So yeah,
Yeah, he was a Looney Tune.
yeah, pretty much. So at the end of the day, Claude, what would you give the first season of Loki?
First season of Loki, honestly, I think I gave WandaVision an 8, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier a 7, and this is hands down better than both of those shows. Honestly, I was impressed with what I saw. It ended very well, and I think I'm going to give it a 9.
That is exactly what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 9. This was better than WandaVision, and just blew away Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It wasn't even close. So,
Right.
this is by far the best of the Disney Plus shows.
Absolutely. All right, well, that is our Loki Season 1 recap here, and that's pretty much all we have until our next video, which is the Loki Season 2 prediction, so be sure to catch that one soon.
Yeah. And a special thanks to our Patreon, Ben. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.